Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Scaling Brokerage Podcast. Today, Ray has been kind enough to bless us with some of his time and share his story and his experience, in real estate. So I'll kick it off to Ray. I'll let him tell us a little bit about himself and his business.
Hello, Jake. How are you doing?
I'm good today. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank
Glad to
you.
hear.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Hey, of course. I'd love to have you.
So, my name is Ray Suarez. I'm a broker for K&E Realty. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. I've been a broker for the last, 4 years, 5 years now. And previously, I was a realtor in a team in Coldwell Banker for 5 years, another 5 years. So it's been almost 10 years now.
Nice.
Time flies.
Awesome. Well, that's great to get. We'll get more into it, but the experience as kind of as a team leader and a broker, and kind of maybe some of the differences you've noticed there. We'll take me back a little bit further. How did you get started in real estate as a whole? What caused you to make the take that first step, I should say?
Oh, sure. Well, when I moved to the States, 12, 13 years ago, I had a business, marketing business, online marketing and all social media, etc. And one of my biggest clients was a realtor here in San Antonio. He's still a realtor, as a luxury realtor. And I started working with him. I was his marketing director. I helped him grow his brand. And he kept telling me, you know what, man, you need to get your license. You need to get your license. I was like, maybe not so. I'm not so much into sales, but okay. I listened, got my license and started working with him. And definitely I liked it. It's been very good financially for us, and so it's been a great experience. Before that, I was a CPA. I worked in the industry for another 15 years. That can tell you that I'm a little older and longer in the tooth. But yeah, I was a CPA and got my own marketing company after I left the automotive industry.
Nice. Oh, and you were in the automotive industry before.
Yep.
We're just curious. I was a service writer for a little over a year. What did you do there?
I was a controller and a system plan manager for an automotive, a tier 1 company in Mexico. And we built parts for the GM trucks.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. That's awesome. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. It was good. I liked it, but definitely I left the 9 to 5 to become a self-employed, and I never looked back.
And I was going to ask, also on the CP, when you were a CPA, were you an independent contractor? Or are you kind of more under regular 9 to 5?
Yeah, I was a 9 to 5. I was an employee. I was a full employee benefits and all that stuff. But yeah, definitely, I wanted to grow. I wanted to grow in the industry, but as a CPA, they want engineers for directory management positions. So I was like, okay, nah, never mind. So I started my own business and never looked back. Definitely, awesome. It's been good. I love it. Definitely, I love being a broker, being my own boss, having my own company, and being at the end responsible for everything that happens and anything that goes wrong.
Absolutely. And I know there'll be some people out there watching that are, kind of just in maybe your shoes, way back in the past there when we made that first step kind of into, being an agent. Was there any uncertainty going from kind of a, more 9 to 5 where we have, health insurance, we have all these things provided to us. Was there any kind of uncertainty or anything that, you kind of felt when you made that change that, really drove us to continue in the real estate industry?
Well, switching from 9 to 5 to being an independent is a big jump. Definitely. Yeah. You have to have some savings. You have to be able to maintain yourself or to pay your lifestyle for at least 6-10 months, because it's not easy jumping into being your own boss and starting to chase after clients and get business rather than getting a steady paycheck. So definitely that's something that needs to be taken in consideration, having the funds to sustain yourself. But more importantly, I think that you need to have the mentality of waking up hungry every morning.
Yeah.
Who am I going to service today? What am I going to sell today? Who am I going to help today to get a home? Because at the end of the day, you wake up every morning unemployed.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not lying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's the hardest part. So if you have the capability of keeping yourself motivated, you have 50% of the battle won. But yeah, it's not an easy feat, definitely.
Absolutely. And to dive a little further into, have you ever ran into anything as you've been growing as a broker? That you feel like has slowed you down? That you feel like it has held you back along the way at all?
Hmm. Okay. As a broker, you have to decide whether you are going to be starting a new business or continuing your real estate business uh,
Yeah.
as your own. What I mean to say by that is that being a broker is a whole different animal than being a realtor, because you have to manage people, you have to manage process, you have to manage office, you have to manage a lot of stuff that in the end don't produce sales. So the way you do business as a broker is attracting realtors that will sell under your flag. That's a totally different business than finding clients who want to buy a house with you or sell a house with you. So it's not a natural step going into brokerage for a realtor that is doing good
Yeah.
selling houses and becoming a broker managing people. So you have to decide whether you want to run a brokerage with, I don't know, 10, 20, 15, 100 people. That's going to be pretty much most of your day. So forget about selling houses or
Yeah.
showing houses, because you're going to be focused on that. Or you're going to open your own brokerage, small brokerage, a couple of people, like a team,
Yeah.
and focus on selling. So there's two types of ways that you can go about it. In my case, I went the solo route with I didn't mean to have agents running with me,
Okay.
or a manage agent. I have a very small team that we work together, and it's pretty much running a team. So there's a few things that you need to do as a broker, but basically you're running a team.
I like
So
that.
that's that. You're still focused on 100% on selling. So it's up to you whether you want to go which route.
I love it. I love it. And I know you mentioned too, kind of, previously running your own team and then making that transition into, owning or running the brokerage. What was that like? Is there anything that that you missed from the team leader aspect that you wish was kind of more similar and brokered or vice versa? What was kind of the change like?
There wasn't much of a change in my case, but particularly because I was very, very involved in making sure
Right.
that the transactions were done the right way, that I didn't rely too much on the brokerage keeping us straight. I
Yeah.
was making sure that my team was doing things right, and we were working the right way. So there was not much of a change. Yeah, hang on, hang on. Sorry,
Oh, you're right. I know.
got a little chihuahua. Hey, come on. Come, ven para acá. Hey,
Yeah,
say hi.
I got two dogs myself.
Say hi.
One could care less unless you come over to him and pet him, and then he loves you. But the other one is at your heels, especially the only one there. Like he prefers hanging out with the girls in the family, my older sister more than myself. But if I'm alone, he'll follow me around too.
Yeah, no, she's hearing somewhere, and someone is coming into the office and making a big mess. So
Uh,
anyway, uh, it was not a big change running a team, into running a brokerage right now. There were a few things that I need to focus on, make sure that we have all the resources, example, systems,
oh yeah,
emails, and making sure that we're compliant, all those things. But I would say that that's very small time of my day. I have an amazing office manager that takes care of all the operations. So I'm still focused 99.5 of sales, and I let someone else run the office and run the processes.
oh nice. I think that's wonderful. We'll diving in a little bit into the marketing lead gen side. Do you do anything to market yourself? Do you do anything that's been successful in helping you guys get in front of more agents?
What we do is we do social media. mostly social media. We have SEO. We have our own website, but mostly is word of mouth. Is sphere of influence. Is being in front of people when they need us, being in front of them when it's time to file your taxes, or when it's time to contest your tax bill,
Yeah.
or when, I don't know, when things happen in your life that mean a change in your housing arrangements. So
Yeah.
we are trying to be present, be in touch with our sphere of influence. That has been very, very successful venue for us to get leads. We had a great year last year, regardless what people say that last year was iffy. We had our best year.
Oh, nice.
So it's just a matter of being there and being in touch with people, being seen,
Yeah, yeah.
and see what other people are doing. So somebody says that, hey, our last kid went off to college. Well, then maybe they're going to be thinking of downsizing.
Oh, yeah.
Or we had a new grandkid. Oh, then maybe they want to move. That kind of thing. So it's been social media. Definitely, we don't use Zillow. It's a great tool, but it's a very long lead period on those kind of leads, because those guys are most of them are tiring, kicking, uh, and not really into buying right now, right away. So that's been our experience with those gen leads services.
Oh, nice, nice. And well, and I know you mentioned earlier systems being a big part of our everyday life as a and as a brokerage owner. Do you have any systems as far on like on the recruiting side? Do you guys have anything in place so you don't you're able to be in the field and spend your time where you want to?
No, we don't do, because, as I said at the beginning, we don't recruit agents. We are a very, very small operation, very small team, and we we don't recruit per se. We get people all over the place and asking to join us. We are very, very selective on who joins our team, and we've been very, very successful on that respect. But no, as far as recruiting, no, we don't have any system. Being a very small brokerage, we don't need it. We have systems for CRM. We have systems for managing the office, managing your files, etc., but not specifically for recruiting. We have not decided to go that route because it's not in the cards for us right now.
Absolutely, understand. Well, let's explore kind of where you're headed. What's the next step for you? In the business here. We're kicking off 2025. What are the plans for you?
Keep growing. Definitely, as I said, 2024 was a great year for us. We expect to grow that on those numbers. We expect to keep growing on the value of the transactions that we're doing. We expect to pivot in the right direction with all these changes that NAR and the lawsuits, etc., are throwing at us. It's still something that hasn't settled yet, hasn't kicked in yet. People are still set up in the old way. There's a few things that have changed, but not many. Not much has changed as far as the way we sell our business. But we are listening. We have our pulse, our finger on the pulse, to make sure that we pivot the right way when and if anything comes our way. So that's our goal for 2025. Keep growing, keep selling, and be able to pivot as fast as possible when things change around.
Hey, that's the name of the game, especially in real estate, right? If we can't think on our feet, if we can't be flexible, be available, it's one of the most important abilities in real estate is being availability.
Mm-hmm.
If we can check those three boxes, we're going to get a lot more. We're going to keep a lot more people happy, more importantly, but we're also going to facilitate a lot more deals and make more money in the end, while helping make people more happy. So can't lose there, right?
Absolutely, definitely. We gotta be on our game. We gotta be always thinking that, okay, there's people that need help.
Yeah.
One way or another, they're gonna need help, and it's if you help people, numbers will follow.
Oh yeah.
The income will follow.
Absolutely. No, I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, keeping building those bridges and keeping them, built for other family friends to cross over and come over to you is the name of the game. It's that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. Well, hey, let's say if we were to fast forward 5 years from now, into the future for the brokerage, for your business, for yourself, where do you see yourself and where do you see the business in 5 years?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. We already spoke about the changes that are coming. I
Yeah,
don't know where this industry is going. There's a lot of push from the Ubers and the Airbnbs to change this industry.
yeah,
I think there will be changes. I think people will have the ability of buying a house probably without a realtor. I don't know if about selling because it's a little more complicated selling, but
yeah.
at least buying, I see a lot of people going buy houses without realtors. Where do I see my business? I don't know. We obviously want to stay on business, grow our business. One of my kids is a realtor. I'm
Oh,
hoping he'll be able to grow into being a broker, and
nice.
I can take a step back. I'm a little long in the years now, and I would like to retire at some point
Yeah.
and let him run the business. But I don't know. It's a very good question. Where are we going to be in the next 5 years? I hope I hope we get all the promises that were made fulfilled. If the new president fulfills 50% of the promises that he made, man, I'm gonna be happy.
Oh, yeah, right.
So I don't know. I'm taking it one day at a time in that respect.
Absolutely, absolutely. One, and I know, I know you mentioned, kind of, one day hoping to pass the business along to the son, being able to retire. Do you do anything, or are you planning on doing anything to help, set the business up for that? Or do you feel like, if he was, ready, he could take it over,
I,
anytime?
I think he will. I mean, obviously he will need
That's
to
awesome.
learn and need to take step by step and
Yeah.
prove himself, definitely. But yeah, I think he's a good kid. I think he'll be able to pick it up.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. That's great to have family in the industry, especially having a son, father, whichever side of the coin you look at it from. That's awesome to have. He can have that in his career, being able to kind of come to you when maybe things are a little confusing or maybe a deal's almost going to fall through. How have you been able to save these in the past? Having being able to go to talk to your father about that, that's a lot easier to do than calling. You might feel a little like you're bugging your broker at first, or I'm sure they don't feel that way at all. I'm sure that they love
Of
it.
course.
But I know how it can be from my personal experience.
Hmm.
That's really awesome.
Yeah,
Nice,
definitely.
nice. And some advice for some newer brokerage owners. Someone gets started in today's market. What advice would you have for them? Where would you kind of tell them to start to put their where should they put their eggs into what baskets?
That's a very good question. Okay, we talked already about being motivated. That's the main
Oh,
thing. You need to have a coach. You need to have someone who can keep you accountable. That's a big thing because if you're not accountable and if you don't hold yourself accountable, you might start losing time. You might start wasting your time and not pursuing the things that bring business. So keeping yourself motivated, having a coach, that's a main thing. Make sure that you surround yourself with people that know their stuff. That's also too important. Having systems in place, having the tools that will make you successful are very, very important. From choosing your emails, choosing your website provider, choosing your CRM, all those things will make you successful or will break you because
absolutely.
some of those things are very expensive. If they don't produce money to pay for themselves, it's going to be coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
So yeah, motivation, good systems, good people, and wake up hungry in the morning. Every morning, think, okay, who am I going to sell something today? Who am I going to help buy something today? Because it's very easy to get distracted with things that are not making value, not producing value. And if you go that route, you're going to lose yourself and lose the time. And you're at some point, your money is going to run out.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And
So
but I know you mentioned in there that coaching too. Is that something you've done all in the real estate career, like as a team leader, as an agent?
I had coaching when I started. Definitely, my team leader was a very very good mentor, very good teacher. Then I started learning for myself, learning, reading, keeping myself informed. When I started as a broker, I had a coach also to keep me posted, keep me on the right track on how to run the business, how to make sure that that is working fine. And at this point, with all the 2025 changes that are happening, you have to stay on top of it. You have to read the news. You have to read your IMAN websites, etc., to know what's happening, to be able to again pivot fast on this fast-paced economy.
Yeah, no, hey, you know, couldn't agree with you more. I know coaching is huge in every aspect of life. I'm not even just for real estate, but I know even like even some of the biggest people that are the highest kind of upper echelon people we think of, like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. You know, even they have coaches still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coaching accountability is a huge part of life, and then obviously real estate as well.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. Well, hey, this has been an incredibly helpful conversation. I know, especially for anyone in the market, you know, maybe looking to kind of get their foot set in, get their feet settled. It definitely gives them that light at the end of the tunnel that, you know, everything, you know, as long as we go forth and put forth our best foot and, you know, give our best effort, things are going to work out for us in real estate.
Absolutely.
So that can be a really positive message for some of those newer guys. Tell them where they can find you, Ray. If they're, and I apologize, you said you're in Texas, correct?
Yes, I'm in San Antonio.
San Antonio. Okay. So if anyone's in San Antonio, you know, looking to get in contact with Ray, you know, appreciate anything he did here, or maybe you're looking for a property in Texas as well. Ray can obviously help us out there. But tell the people where they can find you. Phone number,
Absolutely.
email, social media, anything like that.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, my name again is Ray Suarez. My phone number 210-418-0067. You can find me on my website, raysuarez.com, or my brokerage, K&E realty.com, knowledge and experience realty.com, and on all this on the social media channels, Facebook, YouTube, etc. So look out for Ray Suarez Realtor.
Love it, guys. We'll have everything linked down below in the comments. So if you guys have any questions for Ray, definitely reach out to him. And you know, he'll take, obviously you can tell from the podcast, he'll take great care of you here. But that was awesome, Ray. Again, I appreciate you so much for coming out today and spending some time with us here.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me, and I wish you all guys a great year. Definitely.